And we are recording and live streaming to YouTube when you are ready, Mr. Chairman.
I'm all set. I just was deadening my phone there. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the Isabella County Board of Commissioners regular board meeting to order. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Terry, you're muted.
Present, reporting from my home in Nottawa Township, Isabella County.
Commissioner Engler,
Here, I am presenting from my home in Deerfield Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Present, participating from my home in Chippewa Township, Isabella County, Michigan.
Commissioner Hope, Commissioner Marino,
Here, remotely participating from my home in Mount Pleasant, Isabella County.
Commissioner Swaney,
Here, attending this meeting from my home, Mount Pleasant, Isabella County, Michigan.
and Commissioner Horton.
Here, participating from my home in Union Township, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Isabella County.
All present, Mr. Chairman, except for Commissioner Hope.
Yep, Commissioner Hope is excused. He did call and let us know that he is under the weather this evening. All right, next up, approval of the agenda. We, under general public comments, presentations, and special reports, appointments to boards and commissions, we have nothing. Consent agenda, is there anybody that would like anything moved out of the consent agenda? Okay, going to committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Finance Administration Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Human Resources and Public Works Committee is all set, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have no intergovernmental affairs. We have no administrator controller. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business. General public comments, announcements, and adjournment. Can I have a motion and a support for approval of an agenda, please?
So moved, Jazinski.
Support Swaney.
We have a motion and support for approval of the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. We have an agenda for tonight. Next up, general public comments. These will be limited to 3 minutes. Anybody speaking will have to give their name and address. So Nicole, do we have anybody on board?
No, Mr. Chairman, there is no public that has joined the meeting at this time.
All right, we'll just give a couple, about 5 more seconds for any late minute call-ins. I think we're the best show in town going right now, but that's okay.
There are 4
Aye.
people watching on YouTube
There we
currently.
go. All right, 4. Good, cool. All right, we will close up general public comment section and move to presentation and special reports where there are none. Appointments to boards and commissions, and to forewarn, and the next one up, consent agenda, to forewarn my fellow commissioners. This is Commissioner Swaney's last time doing this, so be forewarned. I'm going to be like my contracts teacher in law school, that I'm not going to let you know who's coming to get it next, so be prepared. So Commissioner Swaney, if you would read the motion for consent agenda, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Motion reads, move to approve and place on file the January 19th, 2021 regular meeting minutes, the January 26th, 2021 Finance and Administration Committee meeting minutes, the January 26th, 2021 Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee meeting minutes, the January 26th, 2021 Human Resources, Public Works Committee meeting minutes, and the January 21st, 2021 routine personnel items.
Support.
We have a motion and support for the consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast is 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux. Next up, committee reports, Finance and Administration Committee.
Thank you. Our first item of business is the January 15th, 2021 revised invoice list, January 22nd, 2021 invoice list, and January 28th, 2021 adjustment list. We went through these earlier during the work session.
First of all, I think we need a support. That was our motion.
I
We
need
get
to
a
make the
support.
motion.
We haven't read the
Oh,
motion.
yeah, we haven't heard the motion yet even, so there you go.
Okay. The motion is move to ratify and place on file the revised January 15th, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $325,802.84. The January 22nd, 2021 invoice list in the amount of $1,356,831.18 in the adjustment list dated January 28th, 2021.
Support Sweeney.
We have a motion and support for the January 15th, 2021 revised invoice list, the January 22nd, 2021 invoice list, and the January 28th, 2021 adjustment list. Discussion.
On the January 15th list, we took a look at that in our work session. All the items that are listed are very familiar to the members of the board. Most of them are dealing with contracts that we currently have. And I don't think there's anything, there's a Procom is getting paid for equipping a new police interceptor, and the Chippewa District Library is being given their first quarter penal fine distribution. Other than that, the Highfields is the last one listed on the list. That's the December private agency youth services for support of county children as designated by the courts. Any questions on that list? On the January 22nd list, again, they're very familiar. Most of them are contractual in nature that we pay either quarterly or monthly, except for getting down to the bottom. We're looking at 5 payments to intermediate school districts or community college. And these would be the second winter tax disbursement. So those are basically the largest portion of the amount found on that list, and they're pass-through dollars. They get collected by the county and then dispersed to the rightful recipients. Any questions with that list? Finally, we have the January 22nd, 2021 adjustment list. We have a number of discounts for prepaid food to Gordon Service, and there's a selection of errors made during entry of the bills. Nothing significant.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jazinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
and Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast is 6, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Next item is agreement for inmate health care services. Motion reads, approve the agreement for inmate health care services between Isabella County and WellPath LLC effective October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2023, and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support Sweeney.
We have a motion and support for the agreement for inmate healthcare services. Discussion.
WellPath has been a provider of healthcare services to the people that are incarcerated in the county jail. It's a significant amount of money. We're looking at an annual cost for the first year of $414,676. But we do have the obligation to provide healthcare for those that are entrusted to the care of the Sheriff's Department. And the Sheriff's Department is very familiar with this firm. They provided service for quite a while. In fact, they even say that it's almost like their own employees providing the service. If you look at the scheduling matrix, you can see that all 7 days of the week, we have medical professionals on duty to help, at least during a portion of that day. So it's something we need to do. And this contract is one that after it was bid out, decided we approved this already, but this is the final contract for that WellPath LLC.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Slaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
The next item is resolution number 21-02-01, notice of intent bond resolution. Motion reads, move to adopt Isabella County Board of Commissioners Resolution 21-02-01, notice of intent bond resolution declaring official intent to issue limited tax general obligation bonds for the Isabella County Sheriff's Office and Correctional Facility Construction Project in an amount not to exceed $41,500,000.
Support Sweeney?
We have a motion and support for resolution number 21-02-01, notice of intent bond resolution. Discussion.
This is the next step in moving to the construction of the Sheriff's Office and a new county jail. We've had considerable discussion on it at the work session. It doesn't mean it's the final step. My understanding is that if this is approved, you'll go out, post it in the newspaper for 40, and then you have a 45-day period that should the residents of the county have any obligation, they can circulate a petition, and there's a percentage amount, I think it's 10% of the registered voters that could put it to a vote of the people. But without that, then the project can move forward to the next step, which would be probably bonding of the project, formal bonding. With that introduction, I guess I have one question. This is going to determine how I'm going to vote on this because I have concerns that we just don't know what the impact on our operational budget is going to be. And the question I have, I'd like to direct to County Administrator McAvoy. Administrator McAvoy, can we assume that there will be some kind of budget forecast that will come before we have to make a vote on this? Or we have to vote on it without that forecast, not knowing the impacts to the operational budget?
You know, Commissioner, I don't have an answer for that to you tonight. I would like to have a discussion with the chairperson regarding that.
Yeah, I agree, Jerry. Let's, Margaret and I will have a meeting on that and certainly get in touch with you. We might start looking at that through finance administration or talk to the rest of the commissioners. But if we could tonight, I don't want to say an answer yes or no, I guess, but I mean, I think we've come out and pretty much stated none of us want to hold this project up, and I think you're in agreement with that. So my feeling is tonight, we talked quite a bit in the work session. I don't really want to go into it tonight, but yeah, that's what I want to say on that so far. But we got time for further discussion on it too. So.
Well, I'll open up the floor for discussion, but I will say I will hold my nose and vote on this one to the affirmative to move it along. But when it comes time to that final, if I can't have some level of comfort that I have a complete picture of not only this project, but its impact on the operational budget, I will be a no vote on the final bonding issue. Are there other questions or concerns be voiced by anybody.
Commissioner Jelazinski?
Yes.
Go ahead,
Commissioner
Steve.
Swing?
Commissioners,
I'd like to say that I did appreciate the long-term forecast that was given by Steve Krinovich. I would be more than happy to see a little more detailed three-year forecast for our county. I think that in general, even without this project, would be nice. That said, that's not going to hold me back from voting for this and for the jail. It's something that the state requires. It's more than needed, and we have band-aids, I think, holding to our plumbing together, perhaps in the current jail, and we have human rights issues, I think, that cannot be addressed by the current jail, like as far as women and men being housed appropriately separately. They do the best job they can with what they have. I don't give them their full due, but it's more than time for us to move forward with this project. And there's nothing that we can do but bite the bullet here. We're going to have to pay for this project and work on our budget as we fit it in. That's all.
Any further discussion among commissioners? Yeah, I just like to emphasize too, this is a project going forward. This gets the ball rolling, sort of, for lack of a better term, putting out for notice, putting out for everything. Again, we in bond presentations and talks before, delaying or postponing in any type, way, shape, or form could significantly cost the county tens of thousands, if not more, dollars in interest rates. Again, though, I do emphasize that this board is very cost conscious, very budget conscious, and we will be taking and addressing and taking into consideration concerns from all commissioners in regards to budgetary reasons. Again, this is the biggest project that I'm aware of ever in the county, as far as this county board is going to deal with, and it's going to be affecting not only this board, but multiple boards in the future. So the decisions that we have, not just in this resolution, but then how we're going to do the funding for it and what we're going to do as far as restricting and non-restricting of funds. Like I said, this board is going to make decisions that's going to impact not only future boards, but this community in generations. So, all right, here, Commissioner Jelazinski.
just a closing comment. I would hope that before we adopt the bond for this, which is down the road, that we have some of those answers. We don't want to make a decision in the blind and then find ourselves so cash poor that we have to eliminate road patrol. We have to eliminate funding of some of the things that we've funded for quite a few years. And this is something that we should take seriously as a board, not just vote on something because we need a jail. We do, and I support this project. But we can't vote on something that's going to challenge the sustainability of all the other services that are offered in this county. And so we do need those answers. And I appreciate working with Chairman Horton and administration to get those. So I feel comfortable in voting in the next time. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much for your comments, everyone. Again, this is just to reiterate, this is the biggest issue in front of our county, and it certainly is 8 plus years as a board commissioner that we're going to see. So this is where I think every one of us takes this very seriously. And as far as anything else goes, that will be certainly set in stone before anything is finalized. So sorry, Frank, did not see your hand up there, and that's all I see now is your hand.
That's
So
okay.
go ahead.
That's all I can see. It kept getting bigger, but anyways.
There you go.
Yeah, I understand this is a process going forward, but I really think that before we get ready to make the final decision, sign the final papers, that it might not be a bad idea to just have a meeting strictly on the budget and the jail project with the commissioners, because I think it is too big of a issue for not to have all the commissioners put some sort of input on it. So I know that's down the road, but on the final, once we sign the papers and there's no turning back on it, I think all the commissioners need to be comfortable with the decision. So just a comment.
Very good. I like that. Any other board commissioners? All right. Hearing no further discussion. Clerk Luxer, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the work of the Finance and Administration Committee.
Very good. Jerry, you did a wonderful job being the one-man band there for 2 shows tonight. So thank you very much for that. Next up, Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one agenda item. It's the Fodor Farm LLC Farmland Agreement Application. The motion reads as, move to approve the Fodor Farm LLC Farmland Agreement Application and instruct the Isabella County Clerk to forward the approved application to the MDA Farmland and Open Space Program.
Support Swaney.
We have a motion and support for the Fodor Farms LLC Farmland Agreement Application. Discussion.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to look at this both in committee and in the work session. All the Ts were crossed and the Is dotted and seemed to be all up to date in order. About 10 acres, 54 year agreement. So if there's any more questions on that.
Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
That
Thank you, Clerk
completes
Lux.
the work. Yes, that completes the work of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, Human Resources and Public Works Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have one item tonight. It's regarding the Saginaw Bay Watershed Initiative Network Grant Agreement. The motion reads, move to approve the grant agreement between the Conservation Fund as administrator of the Saginaw Bay Watershed Initiative Network and Isabella County Parks and Recreation in the amount of $14,000 for the Deerfield Nature Park Chippewa River Restoration Project and authorize the board chair to sign the same.
Support.
We have a motion and support for the Saginaw Bay Watershed Initiative Network Grant Agreement. Discussion.
Yeah, this is regarding the erosion problem in some of our parks. And the 14,000 is a portion in the package arranged by the department head to address this this problem. And the problem is especially in Deerfield Park with the banks eroding. And the $14,000 makes up a portion that includes that totals $51,000 for the total project, with different funding coming from different groups. Is there any questions or comments?
Any further discussion?
I'd just like to thank Mr. Moreno for his work on this, and it's always good to get a grant and get other people working in the community for projects like this that we actually don't have to pay for. But good job, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just any further discussion? Yeah, I just like to say that this represents Sue Ann Kaufmeyer's work on the Parks and Recs, getting this done without having to take any money from the general fund. I think that just shows that this is a good path. We got people working and thinking and doing stuff for the benefit of this county. So I'm full in support of this tonight. So hearing and seeing no further discussion, Clerk Lux, a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Swaney,
Yes.
Commissioner Engler,
Yes.
Commissioner Jelzinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Hutchinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Marino,
Yes.
Commissioner Horton.
Yes.
Votes cast are 6 ayes, 0 nays. Motion passed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Clerk Lux.
That concludes the work of the Public Works and Human Resources Committee, Mr. Chair.
Very good, gentlemen. Next up, intergovernmental affairs. We have nothing on it tonight. Nothing under administrator controller report. Going on to section 9, we have nothing under unfinished business. Section 10, no new business. Nicole, we're into general public comments again. Do we have anybody for general public comments?
There is no one for general public comment that has joined the meeting at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I will close then the general public comment section. Move to announcements. Commissioners, any announcements? Commissioner Swaney.
Yes, just want to repeat from the work session. The Isabella County Human Rights Committee has an event on February 15th, 6 p.m. It'll be on Zoom. It will be a community book discussion on, the book is I'm Still Here, Austin Channing Brown. Again, that's February 15th, 6 p.m. If you go on Facebook and look up Isabella County Human Rights Committee, you'll find the Zoom link there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other, Commissioner Moreno?
Yeah, I just want to say that I was real relieved and gratified to get my COVID-19 Pfizer vaccination Monday. And I encourage everyone else to do it. And in about 3 weeks, I'll get my second shot. So I'm really happy that the vaccines are rolling out, especially with the variant spreading all around. And like I said, I encourage others to do the same.
Thank you. Any other commissioners? All right, hearing and seeing none, I'd just like to close with a couple things. First of all, in regards to Isabella County, this county's, I said this probably ad nauseum over the years, but my family and I, we moved up from the Metro Detroit area in 1997. And I think that was, as far as a family decision and a life decision, that was probably the best decision we ever made in our lives. This is a great community to live in. We have pretty much everything that we can desire. And if we don't have it here, it's easily within our reach. It's a great place to raise a family. We have excellent schools. We have excellent parks. We have excellent everything. And as we mentioned earlier, I think all the commissioners recognize the amount of work it's going to involve in this jail project. But just look to our north, look to our south. We have new sources of revenue coming in, and this county is very fortunate because of that. Without that, this would be a whole different look at how would something like this being put together, because we are mandated to have a jail, and our jail is built in 1959. So that being said, again, this county is a great place to live. We have very fortunate to have some incoming revenue. And if we didn't have to build a jail, it would be just an amazing thing we could add to this county. But again, this is, we are in not a bad spot actually, to what's going on in our future growth in this county. So again, I couldn't be more proud to live here. I'm sure all the other commissioners echo that. We've raised our families, and we are going to continue to make this area, and long after we're all off the board, make this area a great place to live. So that being said, I've got nothing, so I'll take a motion to adjourn tonight.
So moved, Jelezinski.
Support. Hutchinson.
We have a motion and support for adjournment. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:28. I had 7:29, it just clicked and I couldn't get it out of my mouth quick enough. So we are adjourned at 7:29. Thanks, everyone. I had zero computer problems working downstairs. This is kind of a different environment for me down here, but you know, we are empty. We are true empty nesters, no dogs, no children, no grandkids. So I can move in rooms and have peace and quiet. So everyone, good night. We'll stay in touch. Everyone, have a great weekend. Be safe. Take care.
Take care.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Night.